Let us turn now to the second effect of thought, the creation of a definite form, the idea of the elemental essence, form, vivifying the matter of the mental and astral planes. This matter animated responds very readily to the influence of human thought, either from the mental body or from the astral body. Such a thought becomes for the time a kind of living creature, the thought force being the soul and the vivified matter the body. Theosophical writers often, for brevity's sake, call this quickened matter simply elemental essence, and sometimes they speak of the thought form as an elemental. There may be infinite variety in the color and shape of such thought forms, for each thought draws round it the matter which is appropriate for its expression, and sets that matter into vibration and harmony with its own. This thought form may not inaptly be compared to a Leyden jar, the coating of living essence being symbolized by the jar, and the thought energy by the charge of electricity. If the man's thought or feeling is directly connected with someone else, the resultant thought form moves towards that person and discharges itself upon his astral and mental bodies. If the man's thought is about himself or is based upon a personal feeling, as the vast majority of thoughts are, it hovers round its creator and is always ready to react upon him whenever he is for a moment in a passive condition. For example, a man who yields himself to thoughts of impurity may forget all about them while he is engaged in the daily routine of his business, even though the resultant forms are hanging round him in a heavy cloud, because his attention is otherwise directed and his astral body is therefore not impressible by any other rate of vibration than its own. When, however, the marked vibration slackens and the man rests and leaves his mind blank to definite thought, he is likely to feel the vibration of impurity stealing insidiously upon him. If the consciousness of the man be to any extent awakened, he may perceive this and cry out that he is being tempted by the devil. Yet the truth is that the temptation is nothing but the natural reaction upon him of his own thought forms. Each man travels through space enclosed in a cage of his own building, surrounded by a mass of forms created by his habitual thoughts. Through this medium he looks out upon the world, and naturally he sees everything tinged with its predominant colors, and all rates of vibration which reach him from without are more or less modified by this rate. Thus, until the man learns complete control of thought and feeling, he sees nothing as it really is. If the thought form be neither personal nor aimed at someone else, it simply floats detached in the atmosphere, radiating vibrations similar to those originally sent forth by its creator. If it does not come into contact with any other mental body, this radiation gradually exhausts its energy, and in that case the form falls to pieces. But if it succeeds in awakening sympathetic vibration in any mental body near at hand, an attraction is set up, and the thought form is absorbed by that mental body. What it produces in the mental body which it influences is not merely a thought similar to that which gave it birth. It is actually the same thought. The radiation may affect thousands and stir in them thoughts on the same level as the original, and yet it may happen that no one of them will be identical with that original. The thought form can affect only very few, but in those few cases it will reproduce exactly the initial idea. The creation by vibrations of a distinct form, geometrical or other, is already familiar to students of acoustics and Chladni's figures. A Chladni's sound plate made of brass or plate glass, wherein grains of sand are scattered over the surface and the edge of the plate is bowed. The sand is thrown into the air by the vibration of the plate, and refalls on the plate arranged in regular lines. By touching the edge of the plate at different points when it is bowed, different notes and hence varying forms are obtained. A machine exists by means of which two or more simultaneous motions can be imparted to a pendulum, and that by attaching a drawing pen to a lever connected with the pendulum, its action may be exactly traced. A pen is thus controlled by the combined movement of the pendulums, and this movement is registered on a drawing board by the pen. In these ways, a most wonderful series of drawings have been obtained, and the similarity of these to some of the thought forms is remarkable. They suffice to demonstrate how readily vibrations may be transformed into figures. It seems a most marvelous thing that some of the drawings made apparently at random by the use of this machine should exactly correspond to higher types of thought forms created in meditation.